All right, starting with the dollar index. Going to look at the weekly here. For the weekly previous candle, we did come down and we did touch the 2.618 extension, had a little rejection off of that, and we were pulling up, but ultimately ended the week in red. As you can see here, we have this trend line going back to 2011, and we're trading right on it. So, just from looking at this, I do think we still have more downside to go. I mean, we're not overbought or oversold by any means. On the weekly, the trend is, was up, and it looks like we could start forming a downtrend. But what I do see is we may correctively kind of pull back up before continuing down. And if we do pull back up, that means we'll be trading within this trend line again. So if we take a look at the day, you can see we had this basically bullish engulfing candle here. What I would like to see, either it gets rejected here or we pull back up and maybe test, maybe this level or this level. If it comes up to here and it breaks it, that's not good. I would say the downside is probably invalidated at that point. I will say on the day, we are at some pretty oversold levels, as you can see here. So we could see some upside from here, some corrective upside. I think generally the dollar will continue to be weak for some time, but I do think pullbacks will occur, and that would be good for this. As you can see here, this pulled back. Hopefully we can pull back a little bit and continue down. If we go to the 8-hour, we get kind of the same story here. As you can see, we're trading right at that trend line. So if we pull back here, so say that's our bottom there, and we can count, let's go with that, where it broke. Our pullback, if we're using these levels, you could even go these levels if you wanted. Actually invert that. You had the 6. So if we're going from this level to this level, we had the 618 at 95.81. So that would be, if we came up and tested that, that would be pretty nice, especially coming from the 0.618. As you can see, the 0.382 aligns with this area right here. That could be seen as, a zone of resistance, broken, trying to see if it can test and continue to resist. So I do think we'll pull back here in the next week, maybe even to 2 weeks. We'll kind of see how this plays out. I do think the levels to look for are going to be in between this area, right? This area right here. This is where I would look to see how price reacts and then look for additional shorts.